It's 6:30 in the morning. We just got the RV all packed up, the car hooked up, and we're headed out to Mexico. Trying to get an early start. We want to get across the border and into the campground before dark. So it gets dark around 5 o'clock. So let's go. Let's go to Mexico.
All right, so we're at the border crossing in Lukeville. This is our first time at this border crossing. It seems to be a small border, actually smaller than I was expecting, but just sitting waiting.
Yeah, we pulled up and stopped, and I said to Brandon, we could probably actually turn the engine off. We've been sitting for about 5 minutes already, and nothing has moved yet. So I might just shut the engine off and wait till we see a little bit of movement, and then we'll proceed. So here we go, guys. This is the first step into getting into Mexico. After crossing the border, we had to go into the inspection office, and we were told in advance that once we pulled over for this inspection office, people would be coming up to us and wanting to wash our windows and keep an eye on our vehicle while we were in the office. Once inside the office, we were able to get our passport stamped and let them know how long we would be staying in the country for. After crossing the Lukeville border, we headed to the campground, which is about an hour and a half from the border crossing. It's an easy drive. Most of it is just this easy highway that looks a lot like Arizona, but then you do go into a little bit of town and city, but this is about as trafficy as it ever got on the drive. Just arrived in the campground in Mexico, so we'll come out our door right here, and this is great. We were able to get a spot right on the beach. We're parked right on the beach. We got views of the ocean. I mean, you can't really get much closer to the beach than this. This is just, man, this is vacation right here. Just nice, calm. We got the place to ourselves. It's so quiet down here. Apparently, this is a good time of year to be down here. It's pretty empty. The roads were empty. The campground's not all that busy. And yeah, I feel like we have the beach to ourselves. Now, we did have a choice of either pulling forward like this guy did or backing in. We chose to back into our site because of where the hookups are. So you can see right here, the hookups are here in the back. And if we were to pull forward, we just wouldn't have enough reach with sewer hose. I carry about almost 30 feet of sewer hose. We would have needed closer to like 45 feet of sewer hose. But it's great. We got full hookups here. We got our water. We got our filtration going on. We have true 30 amp service. I was able to test it with our Victron stuff. We are actually getting 30 amp service in here. Polarity's great. This is just a great spot. We got access to the beach. There's some steps right here for you to walk on down on the beach. I mean, this is awesome, guys. This is awesome. First thing to do after setting up is take Belle for a walk on the beach. This is by far Belle's favorite thing to do in life is just walk the beach. She is certainly a beach bum. Belle and I found this bar restaurant actually connected to the campground. It's just a few steps away really from our RV, maybe a tenth of a mile. So I think this is actually where we're going to come back to tonight for dinner. But first, let me give you a full tour of the campground. So as you can see, January over here at Playa Bonita RV Resort is a great time to be here. It's really not that busy. You have a lot of back-in spots to choose from, mostly with full hookups. Here you have the main building of the campground. It holds a TV room, the office, and the bathhouses. I'll take you a little bit through there as well. So we thought this was pretty cool. They call this a TV room, but really it looks like it could be used for multiple things. They got books here that you can borrow and sit and read a book. They got plenty of tables out here. I saw somebody out here was doing a puzzle. I thought this was a pretty cool room. They got coffee. I believe the coffee was free. So just a nice room that you can use to relax. So I know from doing previous videos, everybody always wants to see the bathhouse. So let's go check this out. They are doing construction outside, so it is a little loud, but the bathhouse is very nice. You have about 6 stalls here. They're all private. You have a curtain that blocks off your changing area and then your shower stall. We thought everything would look pretty clean in here. We didn't need to use them, but if you had to, you have the option to.
So apparently there's a social club here, and they do activities, yoga, line dancing, karaoke, bingo, and something left, right, center or something like that. Some sort of card game where you can win money even. But I guess it's just a lot of fun, and everybody's pretty social and gets together. A lot of people are down here part-time. Some people are down here for the winter. It's kind of interesting.
And they provide the tequila for free for the bingo. I like that part. So I think we're going to have to come back here and sit out here and play some bingo. They have a yoga class going on inside right now. So we're not going to show the inside, but it's pretty cool. The restaurant that's attached to the campground was just a little too convenient to pass up. So we're going to come down here and meet up with our friends and have some drinks and embarrass Sabrina a little bit because I paid like $5 to have a band come over and sing her a song. This was just great fun. The food was awesome, and this was really a great way to start the vacation. It's late morning next day here in Puerto Penasco, Rocky Point, Mexico. I'm out on the beach with Belle. Sabrina and I and our friends are planning on going to Old Port. I guess it's just called Old Port here in Mexico. And I will say so far, Sabrina and I don't actually feel like we're, I don't know, really in Mexico. It's a very heavy tourist area. Everybody's speaking English. I don't need to use my Spanish, which is fine with me. I do like to practice, but Sabrina does want to practice her Spanish. So we're hoping in Old Port, even though it's still touristy, she's going to need to go and see if she can find somebody that will speak Spanish with her. So it's an interesting thing when you're down here, in an area like this that is so touristy. The locals actually want to practice their English with you and rather speak English than Spanish because they're practicing their English, just like Sabrina's down here hoping to practice her Spanish. So let's head over to Old Port. We're going to meet up with our friends and check out that whole area. Even though it's called Old Port, apparently the fishing community still uses that area for their fishing. So we're going to walk down to Old Port. The campground that we're staying at is there. Old Port, spin around here, is right over here. Google Maps says it's about an hour walk, but it wants you to kind of like walk through the streets and everything. We're trying to take a shortcut through the beach. We'll see how this works out. So we got kind of blocked by this barrier, but we started out there, got blocked by this barrier, but we climbed up a couple steps. Now we're gonna come through these casinos and hotels and hopefully pick up another straight line back to Old Port. We shall see. We hit a fence and a gate and a wall. This isn't going too well. We're now getting kind of turned around and we're about to head back towards the campground because we can't get around here. So yeah, we probably should have driven.
No, this looks like exit.
Okay.
We're going to the streets. We don't even know where we're going. But it's fine.
All right, so we found a security guard. He pointed us out of how to get up to the street and gave us directions. So we're kind of back on track, but he said from the point that we were just at, it's probably another 30 minutes. We've already walked 15, 20 minutes. So we're starting to think that we should have probably just driven. Sabrina said,
I was like, I'm ready to give up and just turn around and drive. We should have driven. And it's not so much this way, it's the fact that we've got to go back later on today. So, I was saying, I don't think Kenny can go to Mexico with me. I definitely wouldn't do this in the dark. And he's over here with the phone all out, not paying attention. We're not doing that.
I told everybody that we would try to record as much as we can.
We'll see if he still has the phone by the end of the trip.
We'll see. Sabrina said, we're not walking this in the dark. She said, we're the only ones out here. What are we doing? We are still walking. and walking.
I am glad you did not let me wear my jacket because I was cold earlier and now I'm boiling.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're getting closer though.
Seems like it. It's getting less sketch.
Less sketch. Sabrina thinks that we're looking like it's more touristy.
Okay.
Sabrina thinks it's starting to look a little bit more touristy, so she's feeling a little better about that.
I'm okay with non-touristy, but I just have to pay attention. I can't be on my phone recording and not looking where I'm walking.
We've decided that walking was a bad idea. We can't find a town by foot. We keep getting turned around, hitting dead ends and things like that. And we should have just drove there. Use GPS and just drove. Okay, so I think we're back on track. And this is the little town here that we were looking for. So in my GPS I put Old Port, but I guess maybe there's 2 Old Ports and it was taking us the wrong way. Sabrina put Old Port in her iPhone, and this is looking more of what we were looking for. Found our friends. We made it to the Old Port. It's as we expected, kind of empty because it is off season, but we're safe. We made it to our friends. It was overall a nice little walk. That's where we started, all the way over there. After this long walk, this boardwalk area, this Old Port area, was kind of anticlimactic because there is like nobody around. Nothing is going on down here. I do get that it's off season, but we were expecting a little bit more going on than just the 4 of us. We thought other people would be down here, but you know, it was nice and quiet. And after walking around a little bit, taking in the sights, we decided to head on out to a local winery. This was the only winery that we could find, and it's not really your traditional winery that you're out on a farmland or anything like this. This is their storefront, and then the property that they're growing the grapes and everything is at a different location. But it was super nice inside. We really enjoyed this winery. We sampled about 4 different wines. We bought some chocolates. We bought some olives. The staff was super nice to us. They spoke Spanish to Sabrina, which she enjoyed. And one of the best things was also that it was pet friendly. We could bring both our dogs inside here, and Belle was able to enjoy the winery as well. Out for my morning walk this morning with Belle, and Belle's got a big day today. Belle has to go to the vet. No emergency. 5 days before you leave Mexico, you have to go to a vet and get your pet checked for something called screwworm. It's something that they can check just looking at their skin, and this is to get back into the United States. This is a new rule that the United States just came up with. So we got Belle loaded up into the C-Max here. She's all ready to go, and you can see that she's harnessed in. This is a law in Mexico. They need either a harness or they need to be in a crate at all times while in a moving vehicle. So she's just secured in here by the seatbelt, and she's all ready to go. So we arrived at the vet, which is also happens to be a pet store as well. So we'll head on in and see see what they say about Belle and her screwworm. Come on, go ahead. She said, no. Come on, Belle. Go. Good girl, Belle. Good girl.
Oh, interesante, no sabía eso. No sabía nada de ese gusano tampoco, pero...
¿Qué edad tiene Belle? Ay, no, mamá. ¿Qué edad tiene? ¿Ella?
17 meses.
17 meses. Hola.
Let her see your foot.
No. Solo
okay.
Estoy de visita, pero estoy pensando en cuando aprendes una lengua después de cuando eras niño, niña.
Claro.
Es un poco más difícil.
Well, that was super easy. The vet was very nice, as you probably saw in the video there. Belle behaved herself. We were in and out in about maybe 10-15 minutes. There's no reservations or anything like that. We did call ahead to see if there were better days to stop in, and they said Tuesday was fine. They just said, come in anytime during normal business hours, and we'll get her looked at. It was about $50 for the fee, and we're done. And now for a reward for being such a good girl, we're taking Belle out for some pizza. Come on, Belle. Yeah, this is beautiful inside here. Check this out. I want to go over to these windows and see what our view is like. What can we see? I don't even think I need to try the food here. I'm already liking it. This is my new fave right here. This is awesome. Belle, being a good girl. Being a good girl. Being a good girl. Sabrina, you're being a good girl. After dinner, we returned back to the campground and enjoyed our views of the beach and the water and just pretty much called it a night. Today in Mexico, we have the back of the C-Max loaded up with some supplies and dog food. We're going to 2 shelters today. We're going to a children's shelter and we're going to a dog shelter. So just something nice that we thought that we could do while we're spending a week down here. It's something that we probably don't do enough of, which is try to give back a little bit. I feel like Sabrina and I are very fortunate in our lives, and why not use some of our good fortune to help others. All right, let's go check it out. So Sabrina has mixed feelings about us sharing what we're doing today here and dropping off donations. I'll let you share your opinion.
My opinion, I don't know. Whenever I like do something for somebody or an organization or stuff like that, I don't really like to broadcast it. I don't know, it makes me feel uncomfortable, almost like, I don't know, boasty, gloaty. I don't know, I just don't like the feeling of like screaming from the rooftops, oh, we're helping others, or oh, we're donating, or oh, we're doing something. I don't know, I just feel kind of weird about it. I feel a little cringy about it, honestly.
And I have a different opinion. My opinion is that hopefully by sharing that we are doing a little bit. I mean, we're not even really doing much, but just the fact that we're trying to do something helpful for somebody else, that maybe it inspires somebody else to do something, go out of your way, even if you're on vacation, to go help somebody or help an organization. I just hope it inspires somebody else to maybe do the same. That's the only reason why I think we should share.
So two different schools of thought.
The school was basically out in the middle of nowhere, but to be honest, it was a very relaxing, easy drive. From the campground, maybe about 20-30 minutes. Then you'll come up onto this gate and fenced-in area. There's going to be a little push-button service call. You just hit that button, and we were expecting somebody to answer us on the other line and ask us what we were there for, but nobody had any questions for us. Literally, I pushed a button, and a few seconds later, the gate opened up for us, and we were able to go in. Now, this is just a home. We thought it was a home and a school, but this is just an area for the kids to live. And all the kids were at school, so there were no kids here today, but the director was kind enough to walk us around the property, walk us through the building, and show us the kitchen. He showed us the sleeping quarters of some of the kids. He also showed us the gym, and it's a really nice facility. They have about 30 to 35 kids at any given time, and it just seems to be such a nice, well laid out program. If you're interested in donating, I'm going to put a link in the description of this video that'll take you right to their website, and you will be able to donate to them directly. We then arrived at the dog shelter, and after dropping off the dog food, we're told that we could spend as much time as we wanted with the pups, that they were all friendly and eager to play. Hey, puppy dogs.
Puppies are inside or
Hi. Hi. It's okay. You're okay.
All right, so we just left the shelter, and those dogs are so adorable. It made me want to buy one. So this shelter has over 400 dogs, a mix of puppies and adult dogs, all different types, and they were just so sweet. He told us they were all playful, and they certainly were. It almost made me want to get another one.
I can't stay in there too long. I get emotional.
I know.
To see them in the crates and stuff, but I think this place looks great, just how open it is and how much room the full-grown dogs have to be able to, they had toys, they're outdoors, they had shaded areas with beds. It's nice.
It's nice, and they all look well taken care of. They look very healthy and clean, and the place doesn't smell terrible or anything like that. It's a nice place. It's a nice place.
And I made some new best friends while I was in there. We then met back up with our friends for our final meal of the trip. This is our last night here, and we found another place that was pet friendly. We were actually surprised just how many pet friendly restaurants there were. This was just a fantastic trip. We really enjoyed our time here. It was a great vacation. It was quiet. It was peaceful. It was fun. And we got to see a lot. Sabrina got to practice her Spanish. It was just a really fun trip. There's a lot to do down here in Rocky Point, Mexico that we didn't show, that we didn't actually do. But if you're interested in a trip to Mexico,
then I would suggest Rocky Point. If this is like a first trip for you to Mexico, Rocky Point's probably where you want to go. It's very easy to get around with English. It's very safe. You can walk around. And like I said, there's just plenty to do and check out. But this was our last night. We're just kind of going to relax and enjoy the rest of this beach and ocean. Well, unfortunately, this is the end of our Mexico trip. We had a great time. It went by really fast. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care, safe travels, and we will catch you next time.